am I about to?
What,
Am I?
you gonna show me your tits or something?
Am I about to make? Toobin. Toobin. Oh my god! Fucking all the shit on shit.
End call.
So the first article that I read, because one of my Occupy friends who I'm still friends with on, Facebook, was like, I can't stop laughing at this, and then posted like an article, right? And so I'm reading the article, and it's like, it really just sounds like an accident, right? Until it gets to the part where it's like, and Toobin appeared to be masturbating, and I'm like, whoa, hey, you buried that in the fifth paragraph, right? Like, okay, let's back it up a little bit, because my main
Who
thing,
did he work for? CNN?
yeah, I mean, he's a general, like, they call him in whenever a Supreme Court thing happens, or whenever anything about OJ happens, or like there's certain things that you call Jeffrey Toobin when you need this or that, right? And my thing is, okay, they got rid of Al Franken for the flimsiest bullshit of all time. Okay, and he was an actual elected official. So that's the number one. Libs and left and whatever shooting themselves in the face thing. Free Al Franken. That was fucking crazy. What, he touched some tits when in the 80s when he was like high on cocaine and working at Saturday Night Live? Like, fuck. Okay. But next in line would be that guy Mark Halperin, who was like a creep, right? But like a DC creep. Like, who's not a creep in DC if you really work there for long enough?
Mm-hmm.
Neither here nor there. I'm not defending the guy necessarily. I'm just saying there's this long list of people who, like, I used to get legit information from, right, back in the day, right? And they're all gone from some weird, like, ill-defined sexual impropriety that, like, doesn't have any, like, legalistic things attached to it, to where you could, like, point to, like, charges and, like, this is what it's like, a corporate firing decision, which I inherently don't trust, right? Like, it's like, what did he know, right? Why are they going after him now? They knew this 10 years ago. Like, every one of these guys has a thing like that where it's like, oh yeah, well, you think that this one was bad? Well, here on Jezebel or BuzzFeed or whatever, like, here's the list of accusations against this person that happened before this, right? Because there's always one of those, right? And all of this points to free Louis C.K.
Trump has been dancing to Village
The
People songs.
YMCA.
I think he also, multiple Village People songs.
Wild. Absolutely amazing.
I wonder if like he doesn't realize that they're like associated with like, you know, gay culture and just, you know, thinks like, oh, Macho Man, yeah, and YMCA, that's a crowd pleaser, you know. That's as much as he.
But it's also his failing brain is going back to, you know, club, like, you know, whatever, going to like a fucking like one of those fucking Studio 54 type, you know. And it's just like that's a thing I remember from hearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's not even on the level of like does he know or not know. It's like he doesn't know music, right? Like,
well, and like all of his favorite songs that he's tried to put on, like the artists like send him cease and desist orders. So,
yeah, hey, first time I've ever liked Axl Rose was him being like, "Fuck off! Don't you put our shit on you, you motherfucker!" Right? Like that. It's like those Axl Rose tweets are fucking solid. So I'm like, yo, all right, hey, you know, I might absolutely hate him as a or all of Guns N' Roses as a musical anything, you know. but hey, you know, Axl Rose, hot takes, enjoyed him.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who else. Well, I mean, yeah, and then you got like the obvious ones, and sometimes I can't even remember if it was like people at Trump rallies playing them or if the actual Trump campaign was playing them. But like "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen and like "Fortunate
Well, that's
Son."
been happening since Reagan, man.
Yeah, but "Fortunate Son," CCR. You know, it's like,
oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, they just have no clue. They hear the one line in the song that sounds patriotic, and that's like all they fucking latch on to. The rest of it is just, you know, in the background to them.
Yeah, no, some folks were born made to wave the flag. Ooh, the red, white, and blue. They should just play that part on a loop. And then,
like it's like that. There was when we were growing up, there was a Levi's commercial, I think, that did that exact same thing. It was like this patriotic as fuck commercial. It had the song playing, but the only lyrics that played were that one line. And it was like people waving the flag and shit. It's just like, fuck. I think Chomsky made a lot of really good points. I think at the end of the day, they were kind of talking past each other quite a bit, and it was like you know, it seemed like Brianna was like maybe trying to kind of expand the conversation, but at the same time, it was always kind of coming back down to the power of the vote. And Chomsky kept saying like, well, you're going off this way or that way, but it always comes back to whether you're going to vote for Biden or not, right? It's like, it was like almost like this circular conversation.
Yeah.
But like, and I agree with Chomsky's analysis, especially if you live in a swing state, that you're probably better off voting for Biden, because if you don't, then you're just giving a better chance of Trump winning your state and then winning the country. and then that is going to be worse. And I think Chomsky just wrote a book about the environment and the Green New Deal and all that, and I think that's fresh in his head. And he's like in his 90s now, so
Yeah.
he's not the sharpest
Well,
person. He's not as sharp as he used to be. He's
I
very,
found him surprisingly sharp. I was
But I
surprised
mean-
by his sharpness.
he's a little slow. He's a little slower than he used to be.
Well,
And I think,
he's 90.
well, yeah,
And he's always been slow, right?
yeah, well, no, if you find some clips of him in the 80s where he's like our age now, and he talks very fast. He's like a very,
Well, yeah, but he's always been sort of
he's slowed down over the years.
he's like I've always thought of Chomsky as sort of like a sage, right? He's like he speaks very slowly and very quietly,
Yeah.
but like you have to listen to the things that he says.
Yeah.
And it's like a leftist lullaby, right? Like where like, or like that, whatever the thing where you like put like, you put headphones on and then you go to sleep and then it's supposed to like, you wake up and, you have like now internalized those things,
Mm.
like it's kind of like that where like, and I think that's his position as that is like, he's the undisputed champ, right?
Right.
And these were the things I thought, right? I haven't listened to the whole thing, so
Well, if you've heard a few snippets, you've pretty much heard the whole thing. It was just a lot of, it was a lot of repetitive, kind of like it wasn't the exact same questions over and over again, but it was kind of similar questions, or asking the same question in the same or in different ways, and
right. And I think that if you pulled back from it being about Trump and getting rid of Trump, right? If it was more of just because I think that what Bree was doing, right, was like she was asking more broad, like how would we do this, right? Like type of questions, right? And Chomsky, like rightly was like you could sum up Chomsky's whole like talking past them and stuff as being like, is this the time we need to be having this conversation? Because shit is pretty dire right now, and I don't think there's like, and it's like, having even discussing disunity on this point right now is dangerous, right? I think that's the way he was looking at it, right? And I'm sympathetic to both parts of that, right?
yeah, I definitely understand both viewpoints.
Well, and I think that that's the like, it's like if whatever after the election and it's like if so Biden, whatever, say Biden wins and whatever, if they were to have that conversation after that, then it would have actually been about what the conversation was supposed to be about, right? Like I think that like Bree was making the case that like we're never gonna win, right? If there isn't some sort of mass, like we're not gonna rally behind you just because this person's worse, right? And it's like Chomsky's response to that was, yeah, but this person's way worse, right? This individual person, right? But you get a uncharismatic Republican next, right? Then that would be more effective, right? Now, that being said, the left has no leverage. We have no power. We are fucked.
I've watched like a lot of different reactions to that debate though. I think that was honestly the reactions were more interesting than the debate itself. Um, and I ended up like going through some YouTube hole where I kept getting like linked to some different videos or whatever, and like, I started watching all these different takes from and all these. I didn't realize how many fucking shit libs have YouTube channels now. Jesus Christ! They're like these like fucking YouTubers who like make videos that talk shit on leftists and also videos about Trump being bad, and like it's just I don't know, like all kinds of fucking shitty ass
I mean,
takes.
I'm surprised that they get any. Well, no, I'm not surprised about any of this.
Yeah, no, it's all like these fucking 20-year-olds, like edgy 20-year-olds that are like, I guess the the hard right and hard left ones were the first ones to gain popularity, but now you got the shit libs in the middle. Yeah, there was all these like fucking weird takes on it. Like just like, oh, they were like berating Chomsky, and like they're like like talking about like how like Chomsky like was probably so offended by the way they were coming at him, or all this like shit. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Have you ever watched Chomsky like debate? Like he gets aggressive and shit too, like especially back in the day. But
I do think that the idea that Bree was like being mean to him or something like that is fucking ludicrous.
And then also, I think people were reacting to Virgil Texas like tweeting about it after the fact. And it's like, dude, you don't realize he's the most sarcastic motherfucker. Like, even on the Chapo podcast, which is a bunch of sarcastic motherfuckers, he's probably the most sarcastic of all of So the thing they're going to do is they're going to cut the mics.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Well, they're only going to cut it for the 2-minute response to the question. And then after that, it's open debate. So it's basically
still bullshit.
It's going to be just as much interruption. It's just going to be more, consolidated into the times where the interruption's allowed. And here's my hot take prediction. I think Trump is going to yell. He's going to say, fuck the mic. I'm going to yell so loud that Biden's mic picks me up.
Yeah, somebody was talking about how, they wouldn't be surprised if he brought a megaphone.
Yeah, or something like that.
If that happens, we are watching the whole fucking thing. Like, that's...
Yeah, or something visual even, like, he could just even like have inside of his like suit jacket, it just says liar or something like that. He's gonna do some shit like that. I don't know what it will be.
He appropriates the Occupy spirit fingers and like the other silent means of communication.
He'll flip his tie over and it'll have a Q on the back of it or something. apparently ContraPoints put out a video called Voting. Have you seen it yet?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Didn't get a chance to see it. I've seen apparently a lot of people are upset and mad about it. What was the gist of it?
They're stupid. It's I mean, it's pretty boilerplate, like, you know, hold your nose and vote for Biden, like
Similar to the Chomsky argument kind of thing, or does she have
yeah, but more like it's more like dealing with the, like, you know, it's the argument on the other side is like that she was making a straw man out of leftist arguments against Biden, like, or against voting for Biden, and kind of, I mean, like, I haven't seen many of those takes, right? I'm not huge on leftist Twitter. I don't use Twitter often, if at all. So I don't really know what the fuck she's like. I don't know how accurate those straw men arguments are, but I mean, it's pretty like boilerplate, like vote against the fascists. Your vote is not a fucking personal declaration of fucking fealty or whatever. Amy Conehead shitbag is going to destroy the fucking world, right? Like, just bit by bit. And all these people are talking about how it's like, you know, she's gonna make, or it's like she's gonna vote, or okay, Alex Perrine on the Bad Faith. He was on the Bad Faith, and he said the messaging about right-wing Supreme Court yada yada should consist of one thing, right? Easy narrative. The boss is always right. Have you, as an American, Republican, Democrat, what, had a boss that was wrong? Because Amy Coney Barrett, Amy Clobble Carrots, and delete all my references to her actual name.
It's Amy Kobe Bryant.
Amy Kobe Bryant. I've heard Kevin Garnett, which I also like. I have some favorites. I can't think about them. I don't remember them now. I like Amy Coney shithead because it's very fitting. Trump walked down on 60 Minutes. This is in the last like couple of hours to like 2 days. Okay. Trump walked down on 60 Minutes. For reasons that will become clear whenever the interview comes out. Admitted to Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes that he does the whole fake news, discredit the media as the enemy of the people thing, to make it so that when they like print bad stories about him, he can deflect that to his fucking cult people. He said that out loud to her like a couple years ago. And then so whatever, he did that stuff. He also like what this was just now. I sent you the link. But
Oh yeah. Well, that one was I watched the video and it was kind of a misleading headline. Did you watch the video?
No.
He basically said he was like, China doesn't love me and Iran doesn't love me and Russia, I don't know, he just kept naming countries that don't love him or whatever. And then he was like, nobody loves me. And then it just went on talking about something else. And then apparently he cut the rally short. Apparently it was like super cold. And then he just danced off to the YMCA song.
Okay. Amazing.